Listen carefully because today I'm going to solve one of the most common and frustrating problems that almost every Excel user faces in real office work, and that is using VLOOKUP and still not getting the correct result, wasting time, getting errors, and sometimes even wrong data. And trust me, this happens more often than you think. Imagine you're working in an office and your manager gives you a task to fetch salary details of employees from another sheet. You quickly use VLOOKUP because that's what most people know. You select the lookup value, select the table, give column index, press enter, and boom. Either you get an error or worse, you get a wrong value which looks correct but is actually incorrect. Now this becomes dangerous because your entire report can go wrong. Imagine you're working in an office and your manager suddenly tells you to update the report urgently. You quickly apply VLOOKUP and everything looks fine. But after some time, your manager adds one extra column in the data, and now your entire report is showing wrong salary values. And the worst part is you don't even realize it, because there is no error. The numbers look correct, but they are actually wrong. And this can create serious problems in real work because wrong data means wrong decisions. And this is exactly why relying only on VLOOKUP can be risky, especially when data structure keeps changing in real projects. So instead of doing this outdated method, today I will show you a smarter and faster approach that not only saves time, but also removes all these errors completely. So first, let's understand the problem clearly. Here we have a sample employee table where we have employee IDs, names, and their salaries in another sheet. And in our main sheet, we just have employee ID, and we want to fetch salary automatically. Now most people will use VLOOKUP, but the biggest problem with VLOOKUP is that it only works from left to right, meaning your lookup column must always be on the left side. And if your data structure changes, your formula breaks. Also, if you insert a column in between, your column index number changes and your result becomes wrong. Now this is where the smarter approach comes in. Instead of relying on VLOOKUP, we use a combination approach which is more dynamic and future-proof. So what we do is we use a function that looks for the exact position of the column and then retrieves the value from that position. So now even if your columns move or your data changes, your result will still be correct. Now let me show you step by step. First, select the cell where you want the result then. Start with the lookup function shown on screen. Select your lookup value, which is employee ID. Then instead of manually giving column number, use the function that finds the position of the column header automatically. Now select the header row and match it with the column name salary. Then complete the formula and press enter, and instantly you will see the correct result. Now drag this formula down, and you will get all employee salaries without any error. Now here comes the best part. Even if I move the salary column somewhere else, your result will still remain correct. And this is the biggest advantage over VLOOKUP. Now imagine how much time you will save in real office work. No more fixing formulas again and again, no more wrong reports, and no more confusion. And if you are preparing for interviews, this trick alone can impress your interviewer because most people still use outdated methods. Now let me show you one more powerful method, which is even simpler than this. If you're using latest Excel version, you can directly use the function shown on screen. Just select lookup value. Then select lookup array, which is employee ID column. Then select return array, which is salary column. Press enter, and you'll instantly get the result. The biggest advantage here is you don't need to worry about column position at all, and the formula becomes very easy to understand even for beginners. So if your Excel supports this function, you should definitely start using it. Now, quick quiz for you. If your data structure changes frequently, which method is safer to use, VLOOKUP or index match? Comment your answer below, and I will reply to the first 10 correct answers. Now, before we end, let me give you a quick challenge. Try this same method on your own data and see the difference. And if you learned something new today, make sure you watch till the end, because in the next video, I will show you how to create a fully automatic dashboard using this same concept, which could track your entire data in one click, and that is something you definitely don't want to miss.